Hello, Kathy Rose here. I'm here to talk to you about the new moon in Aquarius coming up on January 21st, 2023 at 3:53 p.m. Eastern Time. Let us begin, as always, by gazing at the mandala I have on screen. This is the mandala I created for Aquarius. And within it, you're going to feel intellectual energy. I mean, Aquarius is an air sign. It's in the fixed modality. So this is when we are focused on our thinking, our beliefs, our structured thoughts. And this is what we're going to be talking about for this entire video. But we do have to mention the fact that Uranus in modern astrology is the ruler of Aquarius. And Aquarius is very much keyed to originality and freedom, uniqueness. So let me show you a few images because I'm a very visual person. I like to use images to help you feel this energy. So I'm going to be showing you a few now. But this first one, I love this photo of this quirky, happy dog looking at life sideways as it's being carried along. And in a sense, this Aquarius new moon is like that. Can you look at life from a different perspective from other people? Will you allow yourself to do so? And can you respect that you might see things differently and that the way somebody else sees things may be fine for them, but for you, you might choose to look at it sideways. I mean, your unique perspective is important. And along with that, there is this issue of, or this opportunity to sometimes question authority. Because I'll tell you what is really important with Aquarius new moon is to connect with your inner authority. We'll get there in a moment here. Here's another image. This is one of my son and his two good friends in college. This was their first year in college. So they were all about 18 years old. And I absolutely love this image because they are all three powerful free spirits. They are unique. They are in touch with their own incredible independence and personal way of expressing themselves. And this photo captured that. And they're filled with joy and happiness and not worrying about what other people are thinking. They're doing their own thing in their own groove, in their own way. And this energy in this photo is something to embrace. Can you be your original self authentically without worrying about what anybody else is going to think? And can you do it joyously? Another photo speaks to the maverick within all of us. You know, I do the Maverick podcast. If you haven't tuned into that, you can find it on my YouTube channel. You can find it on the podcast streaming services. But of course, since I am so very much keyed to the frequency of being a maverick, I saw this photo and absolutely fell in love with it. The bird that's landed on the sign that says no birds. So I'm not saying with this new moon in Aquarius, you should go break the law or purposefully bend the rules or break the rules. I'm saying choose. When you key into the rules of life or external authority, make it a choice, not a I have to because I've been told to. You know, you want to really choose. And there are moments in life where we need to question why things are done the way they're done and maybe modify them so they get better. We're in that kind of choice point right now in the world. The last image, I absolutely love this one also. I found this on Facebook. I don't know the source of it, but it says the term domestic housewife implies that there are feral housewives. And now I have a new goal. I absolutely resonate with this 100%. I have a new goal. I'm going to be a feral housewife, meaning to be free, to be independent, to not be controlled, to retain your own sense of authority and your new unique way of doing something. See, again, you're hearing the theme over and over again that is so open for us to key into with a new moon in Aquarius. So now let me show you the chart of the new moon. This is set for Washington, D.C. time. the two aspects that I have on screen here are going to be very important right now. We have Jupiter in Aries making a square to Mercury, which has ended the retrograde in Capricorn. And we have Mars in Gemini, which has also ended the retrograde, making what's called an inconjunct to Mercury. An inconjunct is a 150-degree aspect if you're not an astrologer. Well, the bottom line on this is Mercury is receiving two powerful aspects with tension. Tension is a good thing in astrology. Tension makes things happen. Mercury is our way of thinking. And while it's in the sign Capricorn, we're really looking at how do you organize and structure your thoughts. It's carried over a little bit into Aquarius. But what it's saying is it's time to make your thoughts bigger. And it's also time for you to ask yourself, how much are you influenced by the news? How much are you influenced by what you read on Facebook or other people's opinions, especially if their opinions are, quote, to be factual? That's the Mars and Gemini part, when the collection of facts, the collection of information. Well, this is your time frame to say, is it really a fact or is it another person's opinion? And does that fact align with the research I do? It's just simply questioning. What this new moon in Aquarius is saying is don't automatically join into groupthink unless you have first done the research yourself, questioned it, and gone within to ask if it resonates with your soul. That's what these aspects are saying. And groupthink is not a bad thing. The collective joining of the mind by humanity. I mean, the humanitarian energy is Aquarius. And joining together where it's a collective prayer or a collective affirmation or a positive belief, that's a beautiful part of Aquarius. But make sure it resonates with what you truly believe within. Now, one other part of this, and it really goes back to what I was just talking about, is the fact that this new moon in Aquarius is conjunct Pluto, which is still in the late degrees of Capricorn. Pluto is going to tiptoe into Aquarius in March, but it's only going to stay in Aquarius for a few months, then retrograde back into Capricorn to finish the transit. And we really won't have Pluto fully entering Aquarius for a while. But as it tiptoes into the sign, it gets us to think about humanity and the connection and the power that collective thought can have, and how that power needs to be used mindfully. Because if you don't use collective humanitarian power mindfully, you get group control. You get lost. You lose your sense of individuality. You join into the group just to be accepted. And there's a very special phase we're going into as Pluto enters Aquarius. And that is to say, yes, we can connect. Brotherhood, sisterhood of humanity, but we also need to be independently mindful and aware. And so this new moon is a little bit of a preview of that. Anchor it in. Now, the other thing about this new moon is it hits 1 degree Aquarius, which echoes and triggers the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction that took place in Aquarius in December of 2020. That's called the Great Conjunction. Now, I did a video on that. You can go to my YouTube channel and you can look for the Jupiter-Saturn conjunct video, which talks about the larger 200-year cycle. Jupiter-Saturn make the conjunction every 20 years. This time it began a new cycle of these conjunctions happening mostly in the air signs, which is triggering inner technology, the technology of our spirituality, which is body, mind, spirit connection. So it is important that we look at this new moon because it's anchoring in and echoing how important it is for us to connect with the power of our mind, body, mind, spirit connection, going beyond just the three-dimensional laws and moving into divine law, which is much larger The other thing about this new moon is that we're going to have Saturn and Venus conjunct in Aquarius. And if you watched my January forecast video, you might remember the fact that I talked about January began with Venus conjunct Pluto. And that was beginning the message of saying, take a look at the power dynamics you have in relationships. Do you hold your power? Do you give it away? Are you able to retain your own inner authority in a relationship? Later in the month, Venus made the square to Uranus, which said, feel the amazing freedom you can have when you hold your power in a relationship, and feel the freedom when you don't place so much importance on what you think other people are thinking about you. You value yourself and you're in touch with your own beautiful intention so much that you support yourself no matter what. Well, this Venus-Saturn conjunction is the integration time. Saturn is the habit maker. So during this time, integrate the solidity within, the absolute self-love, the absolute commitment, which is a Saturn word, to supporting yourself no matter what. This is a very powerful time. Align your thinking with these vibes. All right, the final thoughts. And I think I need to mention at this point, the final thoughts are also that one day after this new moon, we have Uranus ending the retrograde, going back into direct motion, which unleashes all of this sparkling, electrical, unique, powerful energy, which goes beyond the third dimensional plane and engages with all those other dimensional laws. And this image that's on screen illustrates that somewhat. This is an original painting by my friend Liza, my art partner. I did part of it. She did the majority of it. And, if you just absorb this image for a moment, there's a portal in the middle with a magical being, so to speak. Really, it's humanity in general, standing at that portal with a flame, getting ready to enter this new phase. And it says, flow into eternal creation. And this is so important because we are in a phase change right now with humanity, with the earth itself. There is a phase change with so many of the outer planets getting ready to change signs. The bottom line with this new moon in Aquarius is connect with your own beautiful original statement. Be clear, let it shine throughout your being. Stand in your power with it, like the picture of those 3 young men smiling joyously with their unique statement. Be that energy, connect with it, have fun with it. And as always, I'm sending you blessings, unconditional love and support, always, always. And until we meet again, hopefully at the February forecast video. Bye for now.